Let us recall the story of the children who became witnesses to a UFO. The event took place in Zimbabwe in the town of Ruwa. According to the teachers' testimonies, at one moment screams and shouts were heard coming from the schoolyard, and shortly afterward dozens of children burst in. The incident occurred on the morning of September 16, 1994, in Zimbabwe, in the town of Ruwa, near the small private primary school Ariel, where about 80 children were studying. Children of local residents and of foreigners working in the country. That morning, almost all of the children from the school were in the yard during a long recess, while the entire teaching staff was inside the building holding a meeting to discuss current tasks. According to the teachers' accounts, at one point screams and cries were heard from the yard, and shortly afterward dozens of children rushed in, excited, frightened, and some of the younger ones in tears. The investigation of the case describes the following scene. 62 children between the ages of 5 and 12 were playing in the schoolyard when they saw 3 strange objects in the sky approaching the school. What should we do if we come into contact with extraterrestrials? Their movement resembled hopping through the sky. The objects would appear in one place in the sky, then disappear, and a moment later reappear in another place. In this way, gradually but quickly, they approached to within about 100 meters of the schoolyard. The students say that the objects landed on the ground. After that, an image of a living being appeared on top of the main object. The children described the being as a short figure with a thin neck, a head with large eyes, and something resembling long black hair. The being walked a short distance along the ground toward the students. Some of the younger children began to cry at that moment. However, the being did not reach them but stopped and seemed to disappear, after which they saw it again near the main object. Shortly afterward, the objects rose into the sky and vanished. The only adult who was in the area of the schoolyard during the incident was the mother of one of the children, who was running a small mobile snack kiosk in the schoolyard. She, however, saw only the crowd of children running toward her, who began shouting over one another, trying to explain what had happened. She did not want to leave the kiosk so that nothing would happen to the goods, and the children rushed into the school to the teachers. The story from Ruwa is well documented and carefully studied by various researchers. One of them is the psychologist from Harvard Medical School, Dr. John Mack. He interviewed the children and their teachers immediately after the incident, as well as 20 years later. Interestingly, every single child recounts exactly the same event. Another remarkable fact is that the children drew what they had seen, and once again the drawings are extremely similar. Unique UFO photographs from before the era of Photoshop. They clearly tell the story as if it really happened. They believe in what they are saying, and there is no evidence of psychosis or delusion. The scientist notes. One teacher also recounts what happened. They came running in such panic that even if we had made them do it, they wouldn't have run together like that. They came while we were in a meeting and had just begun to hear the screams. A child cannot make this up in such a way. According to the psychologist, the children in the video are mentally healthy, and there are no indications that they are distorting the truth or are incapable of drawing conclusions about what they saw. They describe the event like a person talking about something that actually happened. I can guarantee that these are mentally sound people telling me something, says Dr. Mack. Years later, various people spoke with the now grown children. 20 years later, a film was made about the event, featuring interviews with a large part of the witnesses. They retell the events and continue to claim, regardless of their current profession and religion, that they witnessed something that is not of this world, and they believe that all people should know that we are not the only intelligent beings.